Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's edition of Tell Me a Story. My name is Miss Katie, and I'm so glad that you joined me today. We are going to be talking about food in our story time today. We're going to see some sweet treats like donuts, and we're going to see fruits and vegetables as we go along in this story time journey. Our first story is going to be about sharing and sharing food. While we get ready for it, why don't you think about what words help you share? This is a story called Please Mr. Panda, written and illustrated by Steve Antony. This is a fantastic story and the start of a series that has so many more titles, including a new one that's just come out. What do we see on the board with Mr. Panda? Do you know what kind of food that is? You're right, those are donuts. There are 8 donuts. There's a white one and a green one, a yellow one and a purple one, an orange one and a blue one, a red one and a pink one. Mr. Panda has 8 donuts. I wonder what he'll do with them in this story. Who's coming up to the board? Do you know that animal? Penguin. Would you like a donut, Penguin? Asks Mr. Panda. I want the pink one. No, says Mr. Panda. You cannot have a donut. I have changed my mind. We'll wave goodbye to Penguin. Who's coming up next? Is that... You're right. It is a skunk. Skunk comes up. Would you like a donut, Skunk? Asks Mr. Panda. Give me the blue one and the yellow one, says Skunk. No, says Mr. Panda. You cannot have a donut. I have changed my mind. Bye, Skunk. This animal might be harder for our friends to know. Do you know that's an ostrich? So ostriches stick their head in the sand when they're feeling scared or uncomfortable. Mr. Panda says, Ostrich, would you like a donut? And Ostrich says, no, go away, and sticks her head down. Maybe she's feeling scared. We'll say goodbye and let her feel more comfortable later. Mr. Panda, what are you going to do with all of those donuts? Do you see what a big animal that is? That's an orca whale. And our orca whale is almost too big for our board. See how their tail flops off? Mr. Panda says, Whale, would you like a donut? I want them all, says Whale. Then bring me some more. Mr. Panda says, no, you cannot have a donut. I have changed my mind. So Whale swims off. Would anyone else like a donut? Asks Mr. Panda. Hello, says Lemur. Lemurs are animals that hold onto trees by their tails, and sometimes they appear upside down. Hello, says Lemur. May I have a donut? Please, Mr. Panda? Did you hear what Lemur said? Lemur said, please. And Mr. Panda says, you can have them all. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. And Lemur says, yay, I love donuts. Thank you, Mr. Panda. And Mr. Panda says, you're welcome. I do not like donuts. Mr. Panda doesn't like donuts, and he had 8 of them. Wow. What do you think about why Mr. Panda told so many other animals that they did not get to have a donut if he doesn't like them anyways? Let's think back to the beginning. When we saw first Penguin just said, I want. And when we saw Skunk said, give me. And when we saw Ostrich, they said, no, go away, and they hid. And when we saw Whale said, I want them all and give me more. Who said a magic word in this story? It was Lemur. Lemur said, please. Well, I hope you very much enjoyed that story. I'm going to go ahead and take these animals down so that Lemur can eat all of those donuts. And we'll get ready for another activity. Stay tuned. In our last story, we saw 8 donuts. But in our next activity, the rhyme, 5 fat peas, we're going to see 5 peas. First, friends, I'm going to teach you how to do the rhyme using your hands, and then I'll bring up our prop for today. So, a pea pod is the piece that goes around peas. It's what they grow inside of. When my friends see peas, they just see the little round balls, right? Like this. I mean, they're much smaller. Miss Katie has a very big pea right here. But they grow in something that looks like this, a pea pod. So we are going to make our hands 5 fat peas in a pea pod pressed. So you want to make your pod nice and tight. And then they're going to grow. So we'll say 1 grew, 2 grew, and so did all the rest. This is where we're going to need to bring our bigger hands. They grew and they grew and they did not stop till all of a sudden the pod went pop. Okay, one more time. 5 fat peas in a pea pod pressed. 1 grew, 2 grew, and so did all the rest. They grew and they grew and they did not stop till all of a sudden the pod went pop. All right, so you can do it with your hands, and I'm going to do it with our pea pod right here. 5 fat peas in a pea pod pressed. 1 grew, 2 grew, then so did all the rest. They grew and they grew and they did not stop till all of a sudden the pod went pop. That was really silly, friends. Did you see the peas go jumping? Yes. I hope that made you laugh like it made me laugh. Let's stay tuned for another book all about some other fruits and vegetables. Our next story for today is called Lunch, and it's written and illustrated by Denise Fleming. This is a story about an animal who is very hungry. I know that we all know a very hungry caterpillar. That's not this story today, friends. This story is about a very hungry... Do you see who that is? That's a little mouse. And this mouse is very hungry. Look at how empty his belly is. Oh, he needs to eat some food. So, for lunch, Mouse was very hungry. Still. He was so hungry. he ate a crisp purple turnip. We'll put that up on the board. Nibble, 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 nibble. And Mouse ate some tasty orange. Do you know a vegetable that's orange, friends? Carrots. Nibble, 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 nibble. And some sweet yellow. It's not a lemon, because lemons are not sweet, friends. It grows really tall in lots of fields around Illinois. Corn. Some sweet yellow corn. Nibble, 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 nibble. And tender green. Do you remember the rhyme we just did? Peas. See, those peas are still in their pea pods. They're not out yet. But Mouse ate them anyways. Nibble, 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 nibble. Mouse also ate some tart blueberries. Ooh. Nibble, 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 nibble. And some sour purple. Do you know that fruit? Grapes. Nibble, nibble, nibble. And shiny red apples. Nibble, 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 nibble. Mouse, are you still hungry? And then a juicy pink watermelon, black seeds, and all. Nibble, 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 nibble. Ooh. And then Mouse took a nap until dinner time. The end. Wow. The very hungry caterpillar eats a lot of fruit, and then he eats a lot of other things. But Mouse ate fruits and vegetables. What I like about all of these fruits and vegetables is if we rearrange them, we put them in an order. Katie's going to take some down so that we can see it when it comes up. Got some nice pink, and then orange, yellow. There's our peas for green, blueberries, that one purple turnip, oof, and those grapes. Do you see what we made with all of those fruits and vegetables? A rainbow of colors. It's really important, friends, to eat lots of different colored foods, because the more variety you have in your fruits and vegetables, the stronger your bodies are going to grow. And we want you all to be strong friends. Thanks so much for that story, and let's sing a song together. So in our very last story, we saw Mouse eat lots of fruits and vegetables. And one of the ones we saw Mouse eat was an apple. And the other one in this song is not something that Mouse ate, but it is a yellow fruit. Can you think of a yellow fruit? Not a lemon. A banana. Excellent job, friends. This song is called Apples and Bananas, and it's by Raffi, who is a children's artist that I've known since I was a little girl. This song is very silly because we're going to change the sounds of apples and bananas by changing the vowel. That's one of the letters in the words apples and bananas into other vowels. So we'll take the letter A in apples and bananas, and we'll change it to E-I-O-U, okay? If you don't know what vowels are yet, that's okay. I think you're going to be able to sing along with this silly song anyways. And even if you don't know all of the words, I think you'll wind up enjoying it. I brought my ukulele to help me sing today, so I'm going to go ahead and get that ready. And we're going to start by singing, I like to eat apples and bananas. And we'll sing it a couple of times, and then I'll let you know when we're going to change that vowel sound. Here we go. I like to eat apples and bananas. 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 Let's try changing that vowel to I. I like to eat apples and bananas. 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 Let's go with E. I like to eat apples and bananas. 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 And O. I like to apples and bananas. 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 Last one is U. I like to apples and bananas. 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 Let's do it one more time with the right vowels. I like to eat apples and bananas. 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 Great job, friends. Wow, I had a moment where I had trouble remembering how to play and sing with those silly vowel songs. I hope you know that it's okay to make a mistake, to laugh, and to try again. Hang tight for our next story coming up here. Our next story is called Who Took the Cookies from the Cookie Jar? This story has been retold so many times by different picture book artists and authors. I'm going to do a retelling of my own up here on the board. But the book version that I'd like you all to check out from the library is written by Bonnie Lass and illustrated by Philemon Sturgis. Look, I I had invited 6 of my closest friends here for a cookie party. I've got frog and mouse, dog and bunny, pig and cats, and I'm just going to open up the cookie jar. Friends, there are no cookies in my cookie jar. I got everyone here for a party, and now there's no cookies. The cookies were there just a minute ago when I set up. We're going to find out who took those cookies right now. We're going to get a beat going on our legs, and we'll say, who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Frog took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Let's see if Frog is telling the truth. No cookies behind Frog. We'll put them up on the board again. Who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Mouse took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Let's see. Nope, no cookies behind Mouse. Here we go. Who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Dog took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Let's see. No cookies behind Dog. Who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Bunny took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Let's check. Not Bunny. We've got Pig and Cat left. Who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Pig took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Not Pig. Who took the cookies from the cookie jar? Cat took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Might be. Oh, do you see what's behind Cats? Cat, you took the cookies? Yes, but I brought enough to share. Let's see. So we'll put one for Frog, and one for Mouse, and one for Dog. And we'll get Bunny back up. I think he fell down in all of the excitement. And we'll give one to Pig, and there's one for Cat, and there's even one left for Miss Katie. Thanks for being in that story with me, friends. Bunny seems to be done, so I guess we'll be. Get ready for the very last activity coming up here. This rhyme is called 5 Red Strawberries, which I have right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red strawberries, sweet to the core. Bear came and ate one, and then there were 4. 4 red strawberries growing near a tree. Bear came and ate one, and then there were 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 red strawberries for you and you and you. Bear came and ate one, and then there were 2. 2 red strawberries sitting in the sun. bear came and ate one. And then there was one red strawberry left all alone. Bear came and ate it and went back to his home. Oh my goodness, Bear, that was a lot of strawberries to eat. What I like about the 5 red strawberry set that I have is that it talks about a great early math concept for our friends. It talks about big to little. My board can't quite fit them all, so I'm going to arc them a little bit more so we can see them, because it's important for our friends to know big and small, and for them to be able to tell, is this one bigger? Yes. Is it smaller? Yes. So a rhyme like this, where there's 5 of the same kind of thing, is a great way to build that early math concepts and skills. Stay tuned for our goodbye. Thank you so much today, friends, for coming along with me as we heard different stories and did different activities all about lots of different kinds of food. I think we had so many different kinds that it would be hard for me to pick a favorite. But if you asked, I think I would pick the strawberries as my favorite kind of food to eat of all the foods that we saw today. This is our last Tell Me a Story for fall of 2020. We will be back in spring, right? March is a good estimate at this point, for some more Tell Me a Story videos. Until then, please check out our website, which is glenviewpl.org, to see all of the virtual activities and programs you can do with you and your kiddos at home. And keep an eye out for live story times starting in January, Friday mornings at 10:30 and Monday afternoons at 4 p.m. Those are open for registration right now. I'll see you soon, friends. Bye.